My name is Adrian Nantchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification right next to it for the latest uploads. Now, what kind of assets do you want to create when it comes to finances, when it comes to money, when it comes to wealth generation? It's worth understanding that every asset out there generates money. There is money in everything. Selling fertilizer, selling carpet, selling paint, selling paper, selling light bulbs, windows, and blinds, paper, everything. Wood and beyond. And tech. There's money in everything. So everything will work. It's then a case of what kind of life do you want, and what kind of priorities and liability and responsibilities do you want? Because you can have a business and that makes money. Perfect, great, but then it means having to work there, having to be there every day, having to be 9 to 5 in your own business, creating your own job. Similarly, stocks or property, you own the asset, and the asset's putting money into your pocket. You own the actual tangible or intangible thing, and it's giving you money. There's different levels of risk and responsibilities and liabilities and liquidity, but that's down to personal choice. Everything works. It's really down to what you want to be known for, and what you want to spend the rest of your life with, and what you want to spend and what you want to spend the rest of your life working on. One of my mentors, he would be in his late 60s now, and he had a company, property company with tenants, and he was working around 13-14 hours a day from 7 a.m. until 8 or 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. the same day. And it's like, nothing wrong with that, making money, lifestyle, healthy and all the rest of that kind of stuff. But at the same time, that's not what I would want. I wouldn't, especially in the late 60s, I would not want to be working 12-13 hours a day. In my own business, so it isn't that bad, but I prefer to have my own business running itself, so I have more free time to do my own stuff. I wouldn't want that per se. And again, nothing wrong with that, because money is money, and as long as you're happy and competent in what you're doing, then it's fine. It's just, that's what I would not want to do the rest of my life, or work towards. I have a general rule of thumb in everything I do and create, where it's I do the work once and get paid forever. How can I build a business, buy a property, buy a stock, and beyond? How can I do it once and get paid forever? Build the business, not so much. Property, yes and no. Problem is logistics and paperwork and all that kind of stuff. Stocks, very easily, but there's a lot of risk with regards to maybe too little control. You're delegating it all to the company and its performance in the market and all the rest. So there's always risk as well. There's always risk. But then you've got to ask yourself, what do you want to be known for, and what kind of life do you want? Because you can have a life working in your business, for example, forever, for 60 years or 100 years. Nothing wrong with that. Happy and competent. You can grow your property portfolio. Nothing wrong with that. Growing and compounding. Cool. Have your stocks. Have your shares portfolio growing and compounding. Nothing wrong with that. As long as you're happy and competent. I also say that jobs don't have futures. People do. People have futures, not jobs. The world and technology, fashion, trends, innovation comes and goes. But the one remaining constant is mankind, is you. 10 years from now, there will be jobs and industries that will be the mainstream that everyone knows about, that today simply does not exist. Just how today, 10 years ago, there are jobs and industries that simply don't exist, or in the very basic. One good example is SEO, search engine optimization. Back then, people didn't really understand social media and the internet, or how to fully use it and leverage it. But when it goes mainstream, there's more demand for new things. Just how in the future there'll be demand for people who are like specialists in AI and helping them when they're broke or there's something wrong with them. And beyond. Like I know one thing, like the Department of Homeland Security, for example, didn't exist up until 9/11. That job was created, and the chances are that job might not be around forever. So these things are gonna. Jobs come and go because the world is changing always, but you need to have assets, financial assets that put money into your pocket. This is kind of a slight criticism with things like universal basic income, because if you're creative enough, if you are resourceful enough, you'll create your own income and become what's called financially free. You ain't got to rely on somebody else to give it to you, because if they can give it to you with one hand, they can take something else away from you with another. That's the slight flaw. But if you've caught it you create it with your own hands, no one really can take it away from you. There's ways and the strategies and all the rest, but not always legal, or you have to be a bit stupid really to fall for it, that kind of stuff. So, and that saying, by the way, is true. If all the money in the world was distributed equally, it would all wind up back into the people with the smarts, because the rich and the poor, they play the same game of life, but they play it by different rules. 24 hours in a day, hunger, cold, weather, continents, distance, kilometres and miles, but we play it by different rules, and that's what's so important. So the question of the day to you is, what kind of assets are you creating? What kind of financial assets are you creating and accumulating and compounding so as to create a different life, a better life than today? What are you doing? What are you creating? Comment below, I'm very curious. In the meantime, however, click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification right next to it for the latest uploads, because this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. How cool is that?